Hello, everybody. Welcome to January's art chat, where I talk about all of the art that I made during the month of January 2025. Let me clear some of these things away, and my gosh, there's a lot. A lot of different fun things this month. We will get started. Just gonna not have everything. I've lost a number already. Okay, here we go. On the 1st of January, I asked Ray if he could send me a reference photo to paint because I was in the mood to paint some people, and he selected this one of himself and his two friends, Roger and Mike. And yeah, this is Ray and Roger and Mike at Mike's birthday party last year. I painted it in acrylic gouache, and I got the likeness of Ray and Mike pretty solid, but Roger was a challenge. He's still not right, but I still really like this painting. Yeah, I need to paint more with acrylic gouache. I don't think I used it at all after this for the month, so lovely. The 2nd of July, I'm gonna open up this one. January. Why am I saying July? Let's not get way ahead of ourselves. January was a month of people. So Beth Spencer of Introvert Drawing Club fame kind of made January a people skills month, and I was all on board for that because I just love drawing people. And her first prompt was to set the materials that you wanted to use for the month. And so these are the ones that I chose. A chunky, I guess the art graphite stick, which is a water-soluble graphite in stick form, so you can draw with it or you can activate it with water, and it's very fun. And then the solid paint marker in the fluorescent pink, Sakura solid paint marker. And I also threw in a DERWENT, a Blackwing matte pencil, just for more precise line work. And you'll see as the month went on, I kind of shifted more to the Blackwing versus the graphite stick. But these were done with the graphite, the art graph, and the pink solid paint marker. And Beth provided the reference photos for these and kind of guided everybody through different techniques on how to draw people to start. It's very good, very fun, very nice. I see I also have something on the 2nd. Oh, it was the art hang party day. So art hang party is where creativity meets community. I came up with that just the other day. Art hang party is a weekly live hour-ish long art making session full of fast-paced drawing and a lot of fun that happens right here on YouTube every Thursday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And the theme for the week of January 2nd was same reference, different materials. So for 1 minute, we used one material. For 2.5 minutes, we used another material. I used Neocolor 2s. That's the graphite art graph. For 5 minutes, we used another material. I used soft pastels, but wet. And then for 10 minutes, we used another material, and I used acrylic paint. And so these are all 1 minute, 2.5 minutes, 5, and 10. Whoop, sneak peek. Yeah, it was really nice. And like the more that you draw the same reference, the more that you see, so the quicker you can get more information down. And I remember this was a really chatty episode or session. So I feel like my paintings aren't quite as nice as they were. I felt like that at the time, but looking back at them, I am pretty impressed with what I was able to do. On the 3rd, we have more people. Another introvert drawing club drawing people prompt using limited materials. So here I was just using the art graph stick and the solid paint marker. And then here I used Higgins drawing inks in my favorite, well, I only have the 3 colors, but my primary set of magenta, yellow, and I think it's called the process blue. And the references of this lady bowling is, they're pretty fun to draw, to draw in sequence. I also have the washing machine running in the background, so if you hear any washing machine noises, that's what's happening. The 4th was more people drawing. This one was a live Zoom session that Beth did for Introvert Drawing Club. I'm going to link Introvert Drawing Club below. I think Beth has a 7-day free trial going, so I highly, highly suggest that you check it out and just binge all of the replays because they're so good. And what was the theme? I think it was to like capture the full figure or something was the prompt, but I really struggled with the first reference, and then after that I was like, okay, I'm just gonna play with negative space and like color blocking. So that's what I did for these references here, and I really had a fun time. Really had a fun time drawing like this. I think there's, yeah, a couple more. Really fun. Something must have happened on the 5th, but your guess is as good as mine. More people from Introvert Drawing Club. This one was a real challenge. Beth had shared a link to a live stream of people walking along the boardwalk, I think in like Santa Monica, somewhere like that. Could have been somewhere in New Jersey. Anyway, people walking on a boardwalk in the summertime, and the prompt was to draw them as they were moving, just to like quickly capture the figures and stuff. And it was tough. So I decided to pause the video, zoom in so that I could see the figures a little more clear, and then I captured them that way. I still really want to go back and do it from the live because it was such a challenge, and I think would be really good to just push myself to do it that way, so that therefore when I'm out, in the park sitting at a coffee shop on vacation, I'm better able to capture the people that are around. I think that would be a really good thing for me to do for myself and my art practice. On the 4th, we're gonna turn back to the 4th. I got some soft pastels, Mungayo soft pastels. So I swatched them out dry and I swatched them out wet, and I love the texture of them wet. I just think like it's so unique and unlike anything else that I have had at that time. Yeah. So then those are, anyway, okay, and then I got DERWENT XL graphite blocks, GRAPHITINT XL blocks, and the texture of these is actually pretty similar to the soft pastels. Obviously, I have a lot more colors in the soft pastels, and then I have a little test page making birds, swatching them out, trying them with other materials like Neocolor 2s and things. I have a video of unboxing and swatching these if you want to check them out. And then just some more silly birds. Silly birds. On the 7th was another Introvert Drawing Club live Zoom session. And this one was with the illustrator Mark Hoffman, was Beth's guest. And it was a whole session where Beth suggested you just focus on one reference image. But there's no way that I was going to spend 60 minutes on one. I know myself, and unless I'm doing intentional artwork and not just working in my sketchbook, it's really hard for me to spend that much time on one reference image. So I made it my own, and I picked 4 references and spent 20 minutes on each, which is still a pretty long time, but it was nice to kind of work a little bit slower. And I used the Cretacolor Mega Color pencils in my favorite color combination for them, which is the black. I think this is, I don't know, a dark gray, and magenta, which should not be called magenta. On the 8th, I realized it had been a long time since I used my self-made watercolor sketchbook. Almost done it. There's only a couple of spreads left, so I should push myself to find 4 more references to finish this off, because it's been really nice to work in, but I was pretty rusty. Like if we look back to some of the other ones that I had been doing in here when I was working in it consistently with watercolor, I need more practice again to work these muscles. But this was based on a photo that I took this morning on a walk. Everything was iced over at the marina here, and so I just thought it would be fun. So I really didn't like what I did here, so I did it again, zoomed in a little bit onto this section here, and yeah, it was playing with watercolor. The 9th was 100 horses in 100 minutes at Art Hang Party Day. Here are my 100 horses, all on pieces of watercolor paper that I cut out. And my intention was to fit them all on these. I cut 2 pieces of paper, so I was supposed to have like 50 and 50, but my proportions did not quite turn out, which is okay. I used the cheap dollar store paint sticks that I had and a Stabilo All pencil for the line work. It was really fun, really fast, really frenzied horses. That one's pretty cute. Yeah, so that's up. The replay of this is up on my channel. Here are the last of the horses. I really ended up liking drawing with like kind of straight lines with this marker. It's pretty fun. And we decided that going forward, instead of doing 100 things in 100 minutes, we're going to do 50 things in 50 minutes, which is still quite the challenge, but a little less long. It takes a long time to do 100. Well, 100 minutes is a long time. On the 10th, I got a order in that I ordered from Jackson's Art. I've been wanting this pink Shin-Hand Pass watercolor gouache hybrid for the longest time, like a year. So it finally came back in stock, and I ordered it. And since I was ordering one thing and it was coming from all the way across the pond, I ordered 3 other colors too, because I thought they would be a fun little mini palette to play with. And I was right. You'll see me use these lots. I do have an unboxing and swatching video for these 2 if you would like to check that out. I think you should. It's really fun. On the 11th, I joined Charlotta Hamilton and Maria. I can't remember Maria's last name right now. For a draw along Zoom session of the show Ripley. And this was the day that I got the Shin-Hand Pass watercolors. So I was like, I'm using these. But the photos were so beautifully black and white that I had to translate the black and white into Technicolor. It was fun. I really like how this guy came out. I think the shadows, the simple shadows on his face are highly effective. And I also used a shell pink from Holbein for the skin tones. And then, because my page was still wet, I didn't want to turn the page while it was wet, I got out my little book and the Cretacolor Mega Color pencils and did the last couple of reference photos in here. Fun. Back to Introvert Drawing Club. This was another Zoom session where we drew yearbook photos. These ones are from, I think it was the early 90s. So I used the black wing pencil and then the pink and the turquoise blue, compose blue, shin hand pass. Very cute. I love drawing in this style. And then I have some more because I didn't want to fill up another page in the big boy. You can kind of see there how pink that pink is. Very fun. Very fun. The 13th, I decided to draw photos from my grade 9 yearbook. So that's me in grade 9. And then these are all the people that I immediately recognized as I was looking through my page in that book. So very much in the style of the Introvert Drawing Club that I was doing, but from people that I went to high school with. Super cute. And the next day was a very nice day. I went on an art date with Charlotta Hamilton and Jennifer Calieris. Char is Blue Shine Art on YouTube and Instagram, and Jennifer is Books Are My People. She's got a very lovely Substack and podcast. So we went to the Art Gallery of Ontario, and Char gave us these little sketchbooks. I don't know what it is, but it was fun, and I filled the whole thing in that day. So doing some studies of artwork that was on display using just the Pilot Parallel pen. That's a Henry Moore. I should write that in there. I snuck some watercolor. There's Char. Then we went and we had lunch. We had some empanadas at Jumbo Empanada in Kensington Market in Toronto. Char and Jennifer. It doesn't really look like Jennifer. And then we sat at a coffee shop and did some people sketching. It's just really nice to hang out and chat. I do have a video of our art date on my channel if you would like to check that out. And listen to the chatter between Char and Jen, and it's really cute. Yeah, very, very, very nice day. Definitely more art dates in our future. On the 12th, let me rewind to the 12th. I made another art tool roll. If you remember back in the fall, I was on a kick making all kinds of tool rolls, but I thought I would make one custom to take on our trip, upcoming trip to Japan. So let me grab a couple of sketchbooks to illustrate. Okay, so the way that I made this was, there's obviously a little pocket here, so you can put little things like, say, a little pencil or chunky graphite stick or art graph stick. And then we have these pockets here, just randomly grabbing anything that's there. And I made little shorter pockets to kind of stuff. And then I think, that doesn't fit in there. So I'll show you, okay. So another way that I used it, I have another one where I made a pocket that fits this sketchbook, but that's not the one that we're looking at. So without that, the way that that works is we fold it up and then wrap this little piece of lace around and throw that in your bag, and away you go. That's maybe not the most secure there. But so then I took this on a little bus trip to visit home. So I stuck the sketchbook in this little hidden back pocket there. And then you can do the same thing, wrap it up, and away you go. But I made this custom to fit the sketchbook that I'm actually going to take on vacation. It's, I don't even know what it is, 13 Sedicimi. This is a sketchbook that Shar recommended, and it's got really nice smooth paper. It opens flat. I have sectioned it out per day, so I'm going to fill one section for each day of the trip. But this fits perfectly. I promise it fits perfectly in the back there. So then this would fold over. You can wrap this around so that everything stays nice and secure. And then that will just nicely sit inside of my backpack. And then I can take this out on the plane, stick it in the back of the seat in front of me, and everything is right here, ready to go. I don't know what materials I'm taking yet with me because I'm going to pick up a whole lot when we're there. I said before, I'm going to try to do like a no-buy art supply, but I have since decided that I'm taking all of the ad revenue that I've made here on YouTube and reinvesting it back into art supplies. So I'm taking everything that I earned last year, my first year of monetization on YouTube, and gonna spoil myself when we're in Japan. So I thought that was really cute and just a nice little custom art little tool roll. Fun. On the 16th, we had another art hang party, and our theme was Andy Warhol Illustration Master Studies. And I used Adobe Fresco for this one because I wanted to use the live watercolor brushes, which was actually pretty fun. I don't know if there's a shortcut for this. Yeah, very fun. And I scanned my sketchbook page, like open. I scanned my sketchbook, this little Talons art creations, and it was really fun actually drawing on top of that, and it made it feel a little more traditional than just drawing on a blank page, like on a digital canvas. Yep, very fun. I will do more of that. On the 17th, I joined Deb Tertio, Debbie Draws Funny, for a Weirdo Drawing Club session where the theme was people and pets. So these are Katie's dogs, Marty and Mia, that we drew in people's clothing. It's very cute. Feline poetry. And then we have Daisy and Tiger, and just super, super cute. On the 18th, I received some Light Wish soft oil pastels from Light Wish to do a review on my channel, which is available on my channel. They're very, very, very nice and soft and buttery. A super super joy to use. very, very nice, very fun. The colors are really lovely, like soft and muted and not like bright candy primary colors. They're really nice. And they're artist quality. And yeah, I definitely hope I get to test out some more art supplies. On the 19th, I joined Char again for another Zoom session, and this one was on Colette, the French writer, and Julie Rossini joined and spoke about Colette's life, how she grew up, yeah, and just everything that she did. Julie was so knowledgeable; it was incredible. I don't even know how, if I know that much information about myself, let alone somebody else. So very impressed. What did I use? I used watercolor. My granulating watercolor set, maybe? I don't know. I used watercolor. And these are a few more drawings from that session. I was using a random black brush pen, and that was the cover of one of her books. And that's the end of that sketchbook. Time for a little tour of that one very soon. I use this book a lot this month. This was an introvert drawing club session, and Char was Beth's guest for this, and this one was a portrait session. So to go along with the people drawing month, Char kind of led this session in a few different ways in how she draws portraits. So this was a quick warm-up where we did a 1-minute blind contour, so using the light color, and then spending another minute just to kind of refine the shapes to bring out the person. Obviously Martin Luther King. And Martin Luther King. I did this one with Art Graph Taylor shape. So the idea was just to like block in the full silhouette of the person and then slowly work up more and more of the details. Very nice. And then this one was kind of the same thing, blocking in the full silhouette of the person, but using a more saturated color, and then using a pencil just for the key points of detail. So almost similar techniques, but very different outcomes. This one is so silly. Char was using acrylic ink for hers, but I decided to use paint sticks because we only had 10 minutes. And my acrylic ink wouldn't have dried enough to be able to do anything, but kind of fun. And then on the last one, I forget what, I think she was using gouache, but I decided just to use a black brush marker and just focus on the shadows. And I really enjoy how this came out. I think I need to draw like that more. On the 21st, I received a lovely little gift package from Kristin Hastings. I have a video reviewing a couple of things, unboxing a couple of things that I received from art friends. And this is included in that. These are Kit Pass wax pastels. I think they're made from rice, and just the colors are so nice. And they are almost as soft, if not softer, than those Light Wish oil pastels. Just super yummy. Speaking of the unboxing of art friends things, this is the swatching of everything that I so generously received from Lauren, Pugs of Instagram, Kristin Hastings on Substack, and Melanie Chadwick. I won a set of pencils from her Substack, so very, very fun. That was a very fun couple of days. On the 22nd, I was feeling pretty tired, so I just did some quick single line drawings and then really loosely, cat's walking across my keyboard, really loosely painted them in with watercolor. Thank you to Marie for sharing these photos from Oslofjord. Fjord. Her town in the Art Hang Party Discord. The 23rd was an Art Hang Party day, and we did facial expressions, which actually was very randomly selected from our theme pot for Art Hang Party, but fits perfectly with all of the people drawing focus of the month, so it was kind of perfect. And I used the selection of materials that Lauren gifted me, and it was really nice. This marker, brush pen is super nice. I think it has to be like a alcohol marker because of the way that it bleeds through the paper, but it's really nice to use. It's a Kuretake something or other. The package was in full Japanese, so yeah, replay of this is up on my channel if you would like to draw some facial expressions. On the 24th, I drew a heck of a lot of pictures of my cousin. It was her birthday, or we were having a celebration for her birthday the following day, and so my sister asked if I could draw a portrait to use as like a sign for the cake, and I just couldn't get her right. So I ended up doing all of these. I don't know who they are. They're not my cousin. One or two that are not here, I was able to get a pretty good likeness. So, but these, I had to do a lot of warm-ups for some reason. Yeah. Cute. And then the next day, the 25th, I took the train and bus to go home to visit with my sister and dad, and then we went to a family gathering family gathering where we also celebrated my cousin's birthday. These ones I did on waiting in the train station and on the bus. I also did another one of somebody on the bus. I had little sheets of watercolor paper, so I did it on there, and I actually handed it to her before I got off the bus. And she was really, really surprised and appreciative, I think. I did these ones at my sister's house. So that's her dog Milo and my niece, who looks like Snow White, Frankie, my sister, and that's what I did in there. And then at the family gathering, I thought it would be fun if we did the draw together strangers idea, where we sit across from each other and for 1 minute we do single line blind contours of each other. So these are all of the portraits that were drawn. It was so much fun. Highly suggest doing this at your next family gathering or big gathering. And thank you to my family for indulging me in this. That's it. That was really fun. On the 27th, Deb had another weirdo drawing club drawing our pets in people's clothing. Starting with Simon. Simon the dog. It's so much fun. I used the Cretacolor Mega Color pencils. And Deb. On the 28th, I drew Frankie. And this is using the Light Wish oil pastels. I just wanted to have a play with them, and I was looking through my Google Photos, and Frankie just stood out to me. I have sprayed this with hairspray, just as like a fixative, and it's not bad. It works pretty well. Actually, really well. Obviously, you can smudge a little bit if you try, but I think it's held on pretty good. This was a fun day. So Paola, Fashionista, shared a reel with me on Instagram where they kind of coated one side of the paper with oil pastel, like all kind of different random. Maybe I'll show you the first one that I did. So here I used the Kit Pass wax pastels and just made a nice little gradient there. And then I took this piece of paper and laid it here and then drew my self-portrait to transfer the wax pastels onto this side of the paper. So very fun. And then because I had this paper loose, I was like, and this was the last spread of my sketchbook, I thought I would try it with oil pastels. So this is the Kit Pass oil pastels, and I really roughly, loosely mapped out my face, which I think is cute, but silly. And then I placed it on there, and then I traced over the portrait that I had previously drawn, and it transferred the oil pastels onto this paper. And I just think it's so nice the way that it's kind of a little bit misaligned, but I think it works really well. Like, it looks like it's got some, maybe I'll take that away. It looks like it's got some interesting lighting on it. I think the glasses are super effective. I love the little hits of blue in the hair. Yeah, fun and silly. The 30th was Art Hang Party, and we drew chimps doing things. We've started playing a new game. We're not going to do it every week, but we started playing a new time game at Art Hang Party where just a random time between 1 minute and 6 minutes will pop up on the screen. And sometimes there's a wild, so then if it lands on wild, then it would be randomly selected kind of crazy things like single line, blind contours, turn the reference upside down, use your non-dominant hand, draw with only circles. Yeah, it was nice. It was fun. So we'll do that from time to time, not every time, but from time to time at Art Hang Party. And then the 31st, the final day of the month, was a free draw frenzy. Actually, there was one thing that happened before this, but I have this book open now. So we'll talk free draw frenzy first. Free draw frenzy is a sort of monthly live Zoom session that Debbie Draws Funny and I co-host together. And our theme was landscape studies. So these are quick 1 minute drawings from 1minutepark.tv. It's just it's a website that has 1 minute videos of parks from around the world, and it's a great reference spot. That was the new sketchbook started. And then we settled into doing some landscape studies, some longer timed ones. So we did a 5-minute value study of a reference, and then a 10-minute color study of that same reference, and then a 10-minute value study and a 20-minute color study. So for these, I used a combination of the pencils from Melanie Chadwick. They're all Derwent, different brand Derwent pencils. The XL graphite blocks, some watercolor, some oil pastel. Yeah, it was very nice. It was a nice session. The replay for that is going to be up on my channel very soon. And there are previous Free Draw Frenzy replays up on both mine and Debbie Draws Funny's channel. So if you want some nice frenzied drawing sessions, you can find them there. And before that, same day, this one was at 2 o'clock and the Free Draw Frenzy was at 5 o'clock. So it was a very intense drawing session day, was the last Introvert Drawing Club People live Zoom session. And this was people of Substack. So people on Substack sent Beth pictures to draw. Like there's Seth from Social Media Escape Club, Samantha Dion Baker, Libby Brewster, Shivam Chaudhary, Olinda, Beth, me. I think this one of Carolyn Yu is the best face I've ever drawn, I think, ever. I like it. Yeah, and I used the Blackwing pencil and then the 4 Shinhan Pass watercolor gouache hybrids. And that's everything for the month. That was a lot. That was a lot. But let's look at my self-portraits quickly before we go. So I do these in, this is a Habanichi Techo 5-year journal. And I started on my birthday last year. So coming up to needing to start on a second book, which I have at the ready. Okay. Not technically a self-portrait, but my more or less list for this year. This one I guess I did use acrylic gouache for this. I did this at a Debbie Draws Funny Sunset Portraits drawing session that she does through her Patreon. Quite like that one. This is not technically a self-portrait, but this is the portrait that my cousin Bethany drew of me during our family drawing session. I thought I would put that in there. And yeah. That is everything for the month. What is my favorite? Could be this whole entire book just because it was such a nice day. think it's my tool roll. I think it's my travel, specifically for Japan tool roll. I think this is my favorite of the month, only because I'm so excited to go, and it makes it feel a little bit closer. Yeah, so we leave toward the end of February, so I will be sure to take lots of pictures and videos and things and share some of the trip here with you. Looking forward to that. And we will do an art hang party, Japan themed, when I get back for sure. Okay. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know how your month of January was and if you had any fun art times. One of these days I'm going to figure out how to end a video. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon. Bye.